let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and their quarterbacks. They got 3 quarterbacks. They got Mitchell Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, and Mason Rudolph in Pittsburgh. It's been really weird and funny to me. I saw today that Mason Rudolph is now on the trade block. They're considering moving him. Early on, at the very beginning of training camp, people were arguing with me that it would be Mason Rudolph who would be the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh. And I don't get that. I don't get the Mason Rudolph stands or something. Like, why are you so loyal to Mason Rudolph you argue for him with someone on the internet? That's very weird to me. And it's delusional. There's a reason why Pittsburgh brought in 2 new quarterbacks this year. They drafted Kenny Pickett in the first round. They added Trubisky during free agency. They didn't do that because they love Mason Rudolph. They've seen Mason Rudolph for years now. They know exactly how good he is, and they decided, with that information, to bring in 2 other quarterbacks. By the way, it's already been announced Kenny Pickett is officially the number 2 quarterback. Mason Rudolph is number 3. Kenny Pickett's already number 2 on the depth chart. The question is, how long is it going to be until Kenny Pickett is QB1 in Pittsburgh? He's looked really sharp recently. He keeps getting better every time I watch him and hear about him. Kenny Pickett might be the day 1 starter in Pittsburgh. And to his credit, Mitchell Trubisky has honestly done very well. I said a lot of stuff about Mitchell Trubisky in the Chicago Bears days that I look back on now and go, I was pretty harsh. And I think if Trubisky starts week 1 for Pittsburgh, he's going to do pretty all right. I think he can move around. He's got a good team around him. But when you draft a quarterback in the first round, it comes with expectations. And as Kenny Pickett continues to play well, it's going to be hard to keep him on the bench, man. Like, I don't know. I don't see Kenny Pickett being the number 2 quarterback in Pittsburgh for very long. He might even start week 1. By the way, people are really down on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I got to say, I totally disagree with anyone who doesn't believe in the Steelers. They've got a pretty good team around whoever starts at quarterback in Pittsburgh. They got Deontay Johnson and George Pickens at receiver, Najee Harris at running back, a good defense with a lot of playmakers, a really good pass rusher. TJ Watt's going to get after every opposing quarterback. Pittsburgh, did you forget they were a playoff team last year? And with good quarterback play, Pittsburgh is going to make a lot of noise, in my opinion. Their plan is Mitchell Trubisky and then Kenny Pickett. And again, how long will it be until Kenny Pickett is QB1 in Pittsburgh? I'm excited. Both Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky can move around and run outside of the pocket. And Kenny Pickett handles big moments really, really well. I'd love to see Kenny Pickett get some kind of cool 4th quarter, last-minute victory at some point this year. That would be awesome. But I want to say this now and get it ahead of it. I would be shocked if Kenny Pickett didn't work out as the franchise quarterback for Pittsburgh. He's looked too good. He's too mature. I really believe in the guy. And I expect him to have a pretty good rookie year. Whenever he becomes quarterback 1, QB1 in Pittsburgh, I think he's going to do very well. And by the way, people are concerned about Kenny Pickett and his arm strength. Will he be able to handle bad weather in Pittsburgh? Or is tiny hands going to be a problem? Tiny hands, whatever that means, don't seem to affect Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. And not the best weathered city in the world. Cincinnati's a little more mild, but still, I think it's fine. I think another question about Kenny Pickett is he going to leave a clean pocket too early and roll out? So, talking to Marcus Whitman, my guy, that franchise guy, during the draft process, we talked about that a lot. Like, hey, Kenny Pickett does have a tendency to leave the pocket early. And he's got a clean pocket, nobody around him, and he just rolls out for no reason. That's something that might happen. I want to see him be more patient there. And then how good can Kenny Pickett really be? Everyone, myself included, said that Kenny Pickett has, quote, a limited ceiling. But I don't know, man. What does that even mean? the more I think about it, the more I hope Kenny Pickett proves himself. Is he a dynamic athlete like Malik Willis? Is he going to run around like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson? No. Those are all different athletes, but we would all agree in different ways they're all very dynamic athletes. Kenny Pickett is not a dynamic athlete that's physically impressive more than any other quarterback in any way in the NFL. Lamar Jackson's the fastest. You wouldn't want to try to tackle Josh Allen. He can run you over. Patrick Mahomes can do all kinds of crazy stuff with his arm, throwing off platform. I don't know what Kenny Pickett does physically different that no one else can do. But he does a lot of the little stuff right. He's a great decision maker. He's accurate. He gets the ball out on time. He handles high-pressure situations really, really well. Who does that sound like? Sounds like two of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, Joe Burrow and Tom Brady. Is he physically imposing? No. But Kenny Pickett can ball. I believe in the guy. And it is only a matter of time before he is the starting quarterback in Pittsburgh. The question is, how long is it going to take?